All right, let's jump right in it. Couple of hands today. First one, I get ace 7 of hearts. I don't think it was either in the cutoff or the button. Middle position limps, and this is a very kind, older Farsi, Iranian woman. She was speaking Farsi, and very nice. And she was limping, I'm guessing, about 80% of her hands at this point. So ace 7 is way ahead of her range, so I raise it up. And she has been calling in weird spots, and she's been making weird plays, and so she was very short stacked. She had maybe 130, 140, just planning on getting it in on any flop. So yeah, that's what happens. She bets, I raise. Flop comes down 4, 6, 7 with 2 diamonds, so I completely whiff the flop, but I can't really see how she can continue with her range because her range is so wide. So she checks, I just jam it all in there, and she decides to call after a little bit of thought, and she rolls over the ace 3 of clubs. Turn club, river club, and then she does one of these, and lets out a little cheer and a clap. Table gives her some applause. I ship her the money, and yeah, that one was kind of fun. That was pretty much my day that day. I think I eventually got even again, but I got stuck pretty early on and was able to dig out. Partly on the strength of this hand, I get dealt pocket 3s in middle position, so I raise it up, and I get called in 2 spots. The kindly old lady, she calls, and fucking Dan calls. Fucking Dan was kind of short stacked, and so I was a little half expecting him to jam there, but he didn't jam. He just called. Flop comes down 7, 3, 10 with 2 clubs. Dan open ships. I think he was in the small blind. Obviously, I have a set, so I'm calling. I call, and the nice old lady, she calls as well. Again, no idea what she could have, but at this point, I actually have something. So turn comes the ace of clubs, which completes the flush, but I'm obviously not getting away from this hand. You know, I'm first to act, so I shove. She folds. She didn't have very many chips, and then the river comes and pairs the board. Fortunately for me, the ace of hearts. Dan, who had been running not too good up until that point, gets kind of angry and yells out, "Nice river, douche," to which, of course, I reply, "Nice turn, dick." I can't remember exactly what his hand was, but obviously he had made a flush on the turn. Anyway, that was that. Dug out a couple of boring hands. Won't bother you with those here, but we'll save the fun stuff for the next episode.